So welcome to the Sunday night talk. Before I start, below the video there are some links. Let me look at them. So there's a link to private sessions. If you want a private session with me, they last an hour, unless you want to go longer than that, which would be fine. There's a link to my talks and events, and my next talk is in Brighton in a month's time, just over a month's time, 16th and 17th of December. There's a link to my book. And yeah, if you want to donate, there's a link there as well. And thank you to those who do donate. It really helps me keep my website going and help me with the internet to do these talks for free. And there's a Facebook link there as well. So, hi Joe, hi Claudia, hi Will. Hi Paul. Hi Lovely. Hi Donnie. Hi Keel. So we're not going anywhere. Where is this life? Hi Nina. Oh, nice to see you too. So we're not going anywhere. We're looking for a dream. We're looking for a fantasy. Because this, all there is what's happening. And that's awful for the sense of self, because all there is what's happening, one thing seemingly, apparently happening after another, not going anywhere, not being anything in particular. There's nothing, there's nothing here for the sense of self. And that's why it can't see it. It can't see it because it can't see anything except for its own fantasy story. But it would never be able to see this. And if it could, it would run from it because there's nothing here for it. It always has to have some story running. My life which I'm going towards. Where? Where is this life? Where is it? It's my life, my story. It's really happening to me. Well, this sense of me has actually no foundation whatsoever. It's just a dream. It's just a fantasy. Just a fantasy. Where is this life? It's just sitting on a chair, speaking or listening. There's just water. There's just thoughts. There's just feelings. And none of them are going anywhere. There's not going to be any outcome to them. And this me that seems to appear in the body isn't a me at all. It isn't anybody. It's just an appearance, dreaming that it's a person. It's a dream of a person. Excuse me. It watches non-duality because it really believes that something is going to be got, something is going to happen. And then all these energetic kind of shifts go on. It's nothing. It's just another happening. It's not happening to anyone. And the me gets hold of these energies or this or that and really reads into it. Look, it's happening, it's happening. But the irony is that nothing happens. It's the end of anything happening for anybody. It's the opposite to what the me thinks it is. We call it the me because there's no other word for it, because it calls itself me. But what calls itself me? Where is this thing that calls itself me? Can't be found. It's just felt. It's just sensed. It's just like an illusory reality. And yes, there can be a change. But when that happens, it's really clear that nothing ever changes. It's just an appearance that appears differently. And the sense of a self was just that. So it looks for this thing called enlightenment or freedom for itself. Hi, Sana. I was talking to a friend today on the phone, and we were talking about enlightenment, how people look for enlightenment. And now there's the non-dual enlightenment, but they don't call it enlightenment because that's not a PC word in the non-dual scene. Hi, Alexandra. They now call it, has the me dropped away yet? Has the me dropped away yet? It's just another word for enlightenment. As if something happens. When there's no sense of a me, there's no freedom for anybody. There's only just freedom. And that is impossible to explain because it really is just what's happening. Hi, Rapscallion. Hi, Ramona. It's the end of a life. And what's there instead is just life with no meaning or purpose. But the sense of the self and this little reality that it lives in does not want that. But ironically, what it's looking for is that. But it doesn't know it. It doesn't know it's looking for that. It thinks it's looking for something else, not just sitting on a chair, speaking or listening, or whatever else is happening. It thinks that sitting on a chair listening is happening to me, and I have to get what she's saying. From 20, you didn't get the notification. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you're not getting those notifications. It's 8:30 every Sunday night, unless otherwise specified. I try to be as regular as possible because it makes it easier for everybody. So it's 8:30 every Sunday night, and that'll be the same time as you, Ramona, because we're on the same time clock. Joe, everything's not what people think it is. Well, everything can appear as people thinking something. Lost my thread there. Everything can appear as whatever it is. Everything can only appear as whatever it is. It can't appear as anything else. And if it's appearing as thoughts or fantasies about something else, that's what it's appearing as. It's having a joke. It's not funny to the sense of self, of course. Gets totally wrapped up in it. I've got to get it. When's it going to happen to me? When am I gonna have no me? Who? When's who going to have no me? When's me going to have no me? Well, no me is the end to anybody getting no me. Alexandra, it's simpler than simple. Yes, it is. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. When it's obvious, you'll wonder, why the hell did I not see it before? And it can't be understood intellectually, because that just doesn't last. Hi, Sunny. Nothing lasts in its appearance. So when the sense of self is no longer appearing, it's not an everlasting state for somebody. It's no longer any state at all. It's freedom from states. Anyway, you're free to ask questions. Hi, Sergey. Yeah, so the me dropping and enlightenment are the same seeking thing. Rap. The me energy is boundless energy appearing as a me. Yes, yes, yes. That's that exactly. So in that way, the sense of self is freedom, but it just appears as not being freedom. Heal. I know there is no control, and sometimes it's even obvious. Sometimes I'm I don't know, hardly there, and then fucking up happens in my eyes, and I try to get back in control. So tiring. Yeah, that's the game it plays. It plays the game. It's boundlessness appearing as playing a game of it's better, now it's not. It's better, now it's not. This kind of yo-yo thing going on. But it's just an appearance. It's just a dream. Nobody fucked up. Nobody's in control. Nobody's not in control. There isn't anybody. The me judges everything. Things don't seem right in the appearance, so it takes it personally. It's happening to me. Oh, I'm back in control now. It's always happening to me. Lovely. Could you speak of meditation? I'm really confused as for the reasons why it doesn't help, as advice people say. Prisoners who experience meditation report a reduction of violence, for example. Yeah, but that's meditation is just really like a therapy for the me. This is beyond that. This is beyond therapy. This is beyond the life being better. The life being better or not better, it doesn't really matter. This is not an escape from circumstances. The body, the human, is susceptible to everything. Disease, poverty, everything. It doesn't improve the circumstances. The me wants better circumstances for itself. Alexandra, is there an aspect of carelessness in liberation? Carelessness. Carelessness. I would say there's a more sense of being carefree, not careless, because there's no longer that neurotic program running, which basically dominates everything. Sunny, what is the difference between attention, consciousness, and awareness? Nothing. It's all me. It's all me. It's all seeking. It's all seeking attention. It's like me saying, I'm going to give attention to that tissue. I'm saying that because I need to wipe my nose. So what? So what if I give attention to that tissue? It's not going to change anything. It would still be a sense of self giving attention to it, looking for something to change for itself. So I would say there's nothing different between all those things. Who would be conscious? Who would be attentive? Who would be awareness? Me. It's a me story, a me dream. I am conscious. I am aware. Paul, even though the mind is not a separate thing, is it right in saying the mind looks for happiness or completion all on its own, with or without me being there? Yeah, it can, because that's the human propensity. In fact, that's any animal's propensity, is to look for more comfort. Look for comfort. I would call that comfort. Physical security, making sure that not too hot, not too cold, not too hungry. But what kind of comes with that in a me story is that the me wants to feel that it's complete and it's happy. But the propensity for comfort happens all on its own. Like a dog would choose to walk on grass rather than nails. It happens on its own. It's just survival. But when there's a me story running that I need the next upgrade of an iPhone to feel complete, or the next upgrade of a car to feel complete, then that is the black hole of the me. Because when that's there, when that's like no longer running the show, there's no need for that. It's like, so what? It might be, if that's an interest, but otherwise. Lovely. I just saw a show of a violent drug addict man who became a yoga teacher, so it did change for him, isn't it? Well, yeah, maybe it changed the appearance, but it's so you can say that about anything, though. You can say that I put a jumper on, therefore I'm warmer. I became a yoga teacher, therefore I'm no longer a drug addict, which is a better circumstance. But nobody does that. Nobody does that. That's just life happening on its own. He probably got totally despairing, fed up with his life, and decided to change it. And he changed it. But it doesn't it doesn't make the me drop. It doesn't do that. It just makes a better life. But this better life isn't for anyone anyway. It's life appearing as a man who became a yoga teacher from a drug addict. There's nobody anyway. There isn't anybody who's doing anything. It's a program running. That's all it is. Sorry, Keel. Yes, it's a harsh game, and you can't blame anyone for it. That's even worse shit. No, who would you blame? People do, though. People do, but Sunny, is this sense of me only in thoughts, or is it energetic as well? Yeah, it's a complete sense of an enclosed reality. Yeah, that's what I'd say to that. It's a hermetically sealed, different reality. It's still the same reality, because there is only reality. There's only this. Which is either real, which is neither real or unreal, but just call it reality for the sake of argument. And this can appear as a contracted reality that we call me. Rap. What is not depending upon the body. No, the body is what is as well. The wall, the body, the plant, the computer, the comments and questions. It's everything simultaneously. Nothing is depending on anything. Nothing depends on anything. It's all the one aliveness appearing as everything. It's a dualistic story when we say this thing depends on that thing. It's a dualistic story, but really the whole thing is just happening at once. Ramona. Yes, it's always happening to me, and I listen over and over, and it keeps seeming this me has to get out of me. Yeah, that's it's seeking. Repeating same thought patterns, seemingly more lost in thought and less lost in thought. Yeah, it's a bit bigger. Yeah, it's illusion. It's the illusion of me trying to get out of its illusion. So how exactly does the switch happen? I don't know. It's just not there anymore. It's no longer that reality, that apparent reality. It's not a real reality. It's not real. It's just not there any longer. There's no how or why. But it does appear to be happening more and more. Donnie, is life just a powerful illusion? I would say the sense of self is a powerful illusion, is a powerful apparent illusion. Very powerful. At the same time, it's nothing, it has no substance. It really is the most amazing illusion, but a real shitter of an illusion. Because it's so painful. Not always. But it fluctuates, doesn't it? Yeah, it's the greatest trick of all time. The greatest trick. It's a trick. Rap. When the body dies, the appearance will be different. I have no idea. I have no idea. I guess it'll just be what is, I guess. If you think about an illusory future. This is about the end of death, actually. The whole idea of me dying completely evaporates. Sonny, God fucked up. The great mythical God. Well, if there was such a thing, which I have never found, or anybody has, unless they say they have, I don't know. It's having a great time, really. Sana. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Alexandra. How come that the me drops mostly for apparent people who are interested in non-duality, if it is completely uncaused? Actually, the sense of self was dropping away before I came across non-duality. So I don't really know how to answer that. I think that there is already a movement towards a sense of reality, that this is not right. There's something here not right. So it's already recognized that there's something not quite right. That it's like, you know, the film The Matrix, where Neo's like, there's something not quite right. And Trinity says to him, it's the thing we're all looking for. Yeah, this. It's looking for this. It thinks it's been separated from this. And now is looking for it again. And there is a sense there that that what is happening, this sense of self, is not true somehow. There's something wrong with it. Sunny, so what exactly is reality? I say reality, but I mean apparent reality, because there is no solidity to this appearance. When I say apparent reality, I mean sitting on a chair speaking and talking to a computer. And then, but there's no steadiness to that. There's no state in that. There's no, it's in such free fall, because the next minute I could be walking out of the room and the appearance has changed. If I am not, then well, then there's nothing much to say. Oh, there's plenty to say. Alexandra, does a readiness to die come from the illusory me help? No, because that is life appearing as a readiness to die. This is already everything. It's already everything. The readiness to die, the illusion of me, listening to this, looking for home, which is this. Nothing helps. But something is, at the same time, I say that there is something that recognizes that the sense of self is not it. There is something else. But what else it is, the sense of self doesn't want, because it thinks it's something shiny. Of course it is, but not in the way the sense of self thinks it is. Sense of self goes, which is a something looking for a something, and it opens out into absolute everything that nobody can get hold of. Sunny, exactly. The mind has a tendency to grasp. Yeah, though the sense of self has a tendency to grasp. The mind just bumbles along, doing its thing. Robert, hi Robert. When the separate self is seen as an illusion, the apparent anger still arises, even though it's known as an illusion. Well, anger is anger. It's not, nothing sticks anymore, you see, because when anger arises, it's just a flash of anger. But it doesn't stick because there's no story around it. There's no sitting there thinking what he did to her, what she did to him, what they did to me, and oh no, now I'm lost and I'm never going to find freedom because now I'm having these thoughts and all this stuff that goes on. Sunny, and the flow can't be captured, so mind misses. No, the flow cannot be captured. It's absolutely untouchable. How can you get the wall? How can you get it? Can't get it. It's a wall. Rap. Knowledge is totally unrelated to freedom. That's right. Non-duality is totally useless, and this is marvelous. Yeah, because this is not about knowledge, is it? This is not knowledge. Nobody here that knows this. Obvious. Yeah. Knowledge. Knowledge about what? What the wall's made of. Doesn't do anything, does it? Spiritual knowledge. How can you have, spiritual knowledge? Knowledge about what? About how to become free? When there only is freedom? Joe, the unknown, the unconditioned. For no one. Thanks, Robert. Hi, Kurt. Yes, a sense of me seems to be collapsing along with everything I thought I knew, but seems to come back, but not strong anymore. Freedom in what is, not too many people I can relate this to. No, no, no. You think you're nuts. What do you mean there's no me? What do you mean you have no me? Of course you have a me. Well, same here. There's not many people, you know, I have very few people in my life that I can have these conversations with. And that's okay. Nothing to say, really, you know. No desire to talk about it with those who have no interest. Just doesn't come up. Doesn't even get thought about. Just whatever's happening, just whatever's happening. Yeah, and it can appear like that, as a sense of it collapsing. And that's still just what's happening. It's still just what's happening. Life appearing as a me seeming to collapse. Yeah, and it kind of flip-flops for a while, but it's, you know. But when it collapses, it just totally collapses. It's like will-o'-the-wisp. Gone. It was nothing. It was nothing. It was no more relevant than an old movie. At the same time, it's bloody brilliant. Brilliant! Rap. This is very, very liberating, but on the other hand, it's like being alone because 99.9% of the people are in an illusory state. Well, apparently. Apparently. It doesn't matter to me if the people I'm close to think they have a me or not. It doesn't matter. Just enjoying the company when it's there. It can feel like that, you know, but when it's no longer there, it just doesn't matter. It's just not important. It's nice to talk about it sometimes, though. Sunny, there is a need in me to be completely empty, that I should not exist. Only it should. Yeah, that's the sense, isn't it, of the sense of self. It feels not right. So it wants to be emptied of itself because it wants to be emptied of its own suffering. But it's that energy that seeks to be empty. It wants to know emptiness. Lovely. Buddhists speak of the importance of right speech. Is this also an illusion, a false thing to follow since there is no me, any way to do good or bad? I don't know. I think it's cultural. You know, I swear sometimes. I try not to on this. No, it doesn't matter because you are the character that you are. It's not suddenly like, okay, now I've got no me, so now I can just do whatever I want. It doesn't work like that. It just, there's no one to decide what the character's going to be like or not. Donnie, you can feel a lonely place. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Don't know. There's no sense of loneliness here. When there's only everything, sometimes there's a desire for company. So I'd have to say, who would be lonely? It's a seeking energy. So Jay, if Lisa is no longer with us, who is this conversation happening with now? It's happening with Lisa, who doesn't have a sense of a seeker. That's it. It's so simple. There's Lisa here, who doesn't have the sense of that she's not complete, she is separate from everything and needs to find completion. That energy is just not there. So there's just Lisa sitting here. There's just me sitting here. Simple. Too simple. It's not happening with anybody. It's just happening with us. But there's no me's. There's no me's here. It's a complete illusion that there are me's here having this conversation. There's just humans having conversations. Like a pack of dogs barking, but human style. Alexandra, there are speakers without a me who meet the seeker where he is, and if they feel that this message can be shared, they do it, like a gentle ride. Oneness coming from behind. What do you think of that? I don't know. I have to read it again. I don't understand. There are speakers without a me who meet the seeker where he is, and if they feel that this message can be shared, they do it. Well, there's no searching here for that. There's no there's just a response that happens. It's absolute. There's a love in this. There's a love in it. There's no desire to teach. There's just a love to share. It's just wonderful to share about this. But like a gentle ride, oneness coming from behind. It's actually just life speaking and life listening. It's all the one thing. It's all the same thing. The speaker and the seeker are the same thing. They're absolutely inseparable. The speaker, the wall, the seeker, the computer, all the one appearance. Oh, thank you, Claudia. Hi, Val. Do you think there's more fear of this message if the me's really enjoys its life? I think if people are really enjoying their life, truly enjoying their life, there's no it either happens or it doesn't. I don't really know. Just is as it is. That there are humans who feel like they suffer and have a sense that there is something more and go and listen to it. But it's not them that's doing it. It's not them that's doing it. It's not anybody who's enjoying their lives. It isn't anybody who's listening to non-duality. There's nobody listening to this talk. There's nobody listening to this talk. There is only listening to the talk. There's nobody there. It's just a dream of somebody being there. Robin, thanks for doing this, Lisa. It's good to connect with other non-dual guys. Yeah, it is. I mean, I really enjoy these Sunday nights, you know. Get to know you guys and enjoy speaking about nothing that can be spoken about. Just spoke about what it's not. if anything, if you can say that. I do make bumbling attempts to speak about what it is, but it isn't anything, so it's really hard. Sunny, after physical death, is there any individuation or everything dissolves into nothingness? I don't know, because don't remember being dead. Already dead. There is no death. Physical death is physical death. I mean, what I don't know what to say about it. But no, there wouldn't be any individuation. There isn't any individuals as separate individuals. It's all the one life. I don't know. I don't know what that's like. Hi, CDD. The sense of self, being a seeking energy, must have some sort of release point. I just don't. Release point. Well, it's not really happening. It is happening, but it's not real. It's not real. It's not a real person. Maybe it overloads and then explodes out into nothingness. That could appear, yes. That could appear. But it's no more meaningful than any other appearance. It just seems like it. It just seems like it to a sense of self. It feels like, you know, the pinnacle of existence. Well, this sitting here is all there is. This is the pinnacle of existence, because this is all there is. This is it. Johnny, lol, I don't exist. Good, haha. It's a dream of existence. There's only existence. Alexandra, so there is no more effect in liberation. No more effort, sorry. Effort. No. No. Not in that way. There can be seeming effort, like, you know, sometimes I don't want to do a few things. I'm like, okay, better do it. But it's not effort in that way. Sunny, can you explain the mechanics of self-inquiry? No. Self-inquiry is, it's just, it's nothing. It's nothing, because what would inquire? What would inquire? It's me inquiring into me. It's just another state of awareness for me, another me awareness. Me looking at me, and then looking at me, and then me looking at me, looking at me. Questioning who I am. I'm questioning who I am. Who is this person? It's like a kind of a practice, isn't it? Self-inquiry. I never did self-inquiry. It just has no relevance here. Sorry. Robert. The I can't die because I was never born. Yes, yes, it's just an appearance. Yes. Lovely. I actually feel more lazy since hearing this message. Yeah, that can seem to happen. Yeah. I've become really lazy. Not all the time. Alexandra, nobody knows there is no one. There is just no one. There isn't anybody. There is just no one. Where is it? When it's not there, it's obviously was nothing. It was nothing. It was just no different from a wall being there and a wall not being there. And then it's all that's left is the freedom. It's the freedom. Sublime freedom. Untouchable. indescribable, not personal. It's not personal, that freedom. It's beyond personal. There's nothing in this appearance when there is no sense of self that is personal. And that's why when the sense of self gets when there is a sense of it, the self can really run from it because there's nothing personal for it. There's nothing in it for it. It's absolutely dreadful for it. Heal. Lately, even control and self-blame are totally out of control sometimes. Like everything has to get really bad, out of order. I know it's just a story. Can you say a little more about your struggles? When I look back at it, when there is this kind of me and being going on, it was just a it's hard to talk about because it's just really relevant here. But I'll try. It got worse, I think, nearer the end, because there was sudden. It was like there's just this. It's just this, and then suddenly the sense of self came back with a big fist, and it was you could say it was like a drowning person. You know, it was like struggling to breathe, to keep alive, to keep its fake illusion alive. And it's also fake. Sense of self is just a fakery. I'm not saying it doesn't appear, because it does. It definitely does. But it's what it is, what it appears to be is fake. It's not you. Struggles. I just remember it being painful, but it was just kind of happening on its own. It was like nobody was in control of it. It was just totally out of control, the whole thing. And it was just nothing, and then pain and sadness. Nothing, pain and sadness. That's how it appeared. And the sense of self, when it was there with barbed wire attached to it, would be like, I've lost it. I've lost it. Where's it gone? And then it would really seek. And then near the end, it was happening like in 5-minute intervals. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. It was like being sick. Totally nothing that could be done about it. It was just out of control. But that's just, you know, this story. I mean, it could appear anyway. And it feels like it's really something happening when you're in it. And then when it's not there anymore, it's like it can't really be remembered. It's like trying to remember the pain of a broken arm, say. You can remember the circumstances around the broken arm, but you can't actually remember the actual pain of it. It's a bit like that, as an analogy. Were you also stuck in this loop? Yeah. That's the loop I was just talking about with Keel's question. It felt like a loop. The loop of me, the loop appears to, the me seems to appear in a loop. It's like a stuck record, isn't it? Same old, same old. Yeah. Val, so is nowhere to go and nothing to do. Well, there's only just what is. There is nowhere for the me to go anyway. There's nothing for it to do because it isn't anything that can do anything. It just thinks it can do something. It lives in the story and the belief that I can do it, that I have to do something. Doing happens. Sunny, do you feel thankful to the teachers who helped you in realization? No. And also, I'm glad of the kindness that I was shown, but there's no kind of gratitude for the change, because the change just happened on its own. The teachers, the speakers just happened on their own. It was all the one appearance that was in complete free fall. Joe, the self's only interest is in the past and the future. Well, the self's only interest is in itself. Donnie, is the freedom like not needing to hold on to anything or anyone or the past? It's better than that, Donnie. There's nothing to need that. There's nothing, there isn't anybody to hold on to anything. There's nothing to hold on to any longer. There's no need for it. I guess, yeah, not needing to hold on to anything. Yeah. Rap. In liberation, the body still wants to survive, but there is no more burden of the me. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But this body is very unlikely to go outside and throw itself off a cliff, because the body wants to survive. The baby struggles to get out of the womb, and it struggles to breathe, and yeah, but there's nobody doing that anymore. It just doesn't matter. It just does what it does. The body just does what it does, and it's in a complete flow. But no different from anything in being in a complete flow. Like there's grasshoppers chirping outside. There's a body sitting here. There's light. There's a slightly runny nose. And it's all just totally free to be as it is. There's nothing looking for it to be any different. It's completely perfect. CDD. I must be super selfish, damn. Self and selfish, same thing. The self can only be selfish in everything it does, everything it thinks it does. Doesn't do anything. It doesn't even do it. It's not even doing itself. It's not in control of itself because it's just an appearance. Joe, our true nature is pure selfishness. No, the self is selfish. Selfish is self. It's the same thing. It's the same mechanism. It's the same engine. It's just feeling separate, and everything is about that separate reality. There's nothing wrong or right in it. Nothing wrong or right in it. It's just the way it is. Sergey, if we feel guilty for something that we do, after awakening, everything will remain the same. Just a sense of guilt will stop bothering. Is there no point in dealing with shortcomings? I would say that the sense of guilt collapses as well. Guilt. I'm guilty that I did that. Just try and look at guilt. I'm guilty. I did that, I'm guilty. What's guilt? Guilt is remorse, isn't it? No, guilt's not remorse. Remorse is sorry. There might be a sense of sorry. I feel sorry I did that. Oh, that was really rubbish. I shouldn't have done that. Then usually it's accompanied by an apology. Is there no point in dealing with shortcomings? Yeah, there's every point in dealing with shortcomings. Yeah. Sure. Why not? And you won't be able to do anything about that anyway, because the character of Sergei will probably not want to do something which is crappy to somebody else. Probably it's not in your nature to do that. It's not in the nature of Sergei to do that. But that's the way the character is. That's life appearing as Sergei being like that. I think that from a perspective of separation, that it thinks that without that there'll be no control. But there's no control anyway. There's no control anywhere. There's just the dream of I'm in control, that I have to control it. Did I miss anything here? Oh no. Okay, right, I'm with it now. Sunny, so I can't get it. It already is. Then how do I miss it? I miss it by looking for it. And then I miss it by trying not to look for it. I miss it by trying to do anything at all. I miss it because it can't be seen from a sense of being something. But there is always that possibility that that something dream will just collapse and it won't be there anymore. And there's nothing left for it. Nothing left at all. CDD, I might try conquering selfishness. Hey Tracy, oh, you're welcome. Lovely. So the work of Byron Katie, asking, is it true? For each thought is also false. I don't really know. What Byron Katie? I never really listened to Byron Katie. She wasn't really my thing. I like. I really, when I listen to Non-Duality, I really love like the hardcore Non-Duality. Well, it doesn't do anything, does it? You see, nothing is doing anything. Nothing is going anywhere. Nothing is true nor false. Nothing true or false. Nothing helps. There's no hope for the me. It's like asking, is there any hope? Is there anything I can do? There is no hope for the me because the me is a dream. CDD, I've had a problem with trying to be in control too. That is the me's perpetual problem. It's the perpetual lament of the me. I want to be in control. And then it goes off to a monastery so that it can't, so it doesn't have to be in control. But it's still in there trying to get control of everything. It wants to be in control of itself then. You know, and then not have any unholy thoughts and all that nonsense. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Joe, as soon as something's happened, it's in the past. There is no past, Joe. Sunny, so every movement to look for it is a way to miss it. Yes. And even if the movement is to not look for it, it's a movement. It's still a movement. It's still a looking in a way. Okay, if I don't look for it, maybe then there's the possibility I might fall away, but only as long as I know it. Alexandra, even the understanding that nothing helps does not help. Nothing helps because nobody's there. You see, what you're looking for is for me to be helped. The me wants me to drop away. But also in that, there is something that suspects this to be true, that the me is not real. Otherwise you wouldn't be listening. Oh, thank you, lovely. Thanks, Lee. Keel, yeah. It can go different ways. For some it's totally easy. I know, actually, when you said nothing really happens, I even feel that sometimes when it's really bad, amazing. yeah, because it's just wild, isn't it? It's wild. This life is so wild. Oh, thank you. Everyone knows it's now time for me to go. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, thank you, guys. Thanks. Yeah, the crickets are chirping here. Yeah, it's still warmish. Yeah, I'm wearing a cardigan now. I'm not dying in the heat. Yeah, this life is just too wild. It's too wild. So as Keel says, even when it's like really crap, it can be amazing. It's just like, look at this happening. This is wild. Mona, there's no past. Wow, it's too much for the mind. No past, no timeline. No, well, where is it? It appears as a memory. If a minute ago I put my potatoes on the fire, I have to be aware of clock time, past, present, future, not to burn. No, you don't. You'll just get up and check them. You just look at the clock. You'll just see the clock, and then you look at it. You look at it apparently 10 minutes later, but it's still this. There was no 10 minutes ago. Where is it? Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you, guys. Hey, Chris. Thanks, guys. And I don't know if I'll be here. I'm going to try and be here in the week, but my daughter's back. Yay! So, yeah, the movie Arrival was amazing. Really stunning. And then I read the book. Cute, that's funny. And then I read the book, and the film is actually more stunning than the book, and that's very unusual. It's very unusual. They've got this novella, and they made it into this crazy good movie. For all those who like sci-fi or good movies, Arrival. It's a goodie. Anyway, thanks, guys, and do your audiobook, please. Oh, yeah. I need to find someone with a really nice voice to speak it. Thanks, guys, and see you next week. Bye.